I'm Vincent McCann. I'm the Venue and Programmes Director here at the Marketplace. There are three of us who've been here since year dot. I'm one, my colleagues Sharon and Lynn are the other. So that's 25 years ago. And my role's changed over the years, but it's been a real whirlwind since opening. But a real pleasure, a real honour to, particularly in my hometown, you know, that I was able to come back to Armagh after studying away, and when this place was beginning to come out of the ground, it was a real honour to come here and manage it.
Mm-hmm. And the theatre, right back in that first day of opening, what were the sort of dreams and aspirations for it at the time?
Well, I suppose there were a number. You know, I wasn't here whenever the decision was made to build the Marketplace, but there was always a great arts culture within the city. Many organisations. There was an Armagh Arts Committee at the time, but then you had the likes of the Pipers Club, Armagh Theatre Group, all of whom had done amazing work, and they'd been, you know, playing in parochial halls, school halls, etc. And there was a drive to try and build something bespoke, you know, something dedicated to arts provision. And, you know, just coincidentally at that time, the National Lottery came on stream, and the Arts Council of Northern Ireland put together a document, I think it was called To the Millennium, in the sort of mid-90s, where they wanted to build a dedicated arts facility within 20 miles of every resident of Northern Ireland. So a few things sort of came together, and the council, in their wisdom, decided to apply to the Arts Council for, you know, a capital fund to build an arts centre. And, you know, this became, you know, what came out of that. There was a massive big competition because it was lottery funded. There was a European-wide competition to design the Marketplace. I think there were, you know, over 50 architects put in submissions, and the winning architect was a company called Glenn Howells Architects from Birmingham. And, you know, they managed to solve some really difficult problems. You know, building on this hill wasn't, you know, an easy prospect. I'm sure it would have been simpler and easier and possibly cheaper to build on a flat site somewhere, but they decided it was very important to build in the centre. It was part of a regeneration drive to try and encourage businesses back into the city centre and encourage football, particularly in the evening. And I think, you know, the Marketplace has certainly helped with that.
Yeah, and there's people come from all over to come and play here. But I think something that the Marketplace Theatre is very good at is supporting those local entertainers and performers and artists as well, and certainly with exhibitions and things too. How do you feel about that?
I think that you're absolutely right. I think that was something that we were very keen from the outset. And I'm very actually proud that the very first performance we had here was local children. It wasn't, you know, someone, you know, some superstar. And we worked with a mime artist, believe it or not, called Rowan Tully. And he worked with a number of schools locally in the lead up to the opening. And so the first two performances here, which also gave us a wee bit of a dry run, to be honest. The first performance here was two performances by local school children, and I'm very proud of that. And since then, you know, we're very, very conscious that, you know, the Marketplace is for the community. It has to be, you know, used by, performed on, and including all the people from the community. We never wanted anyone to feel that this venue wasn't for them. There was always a concern, you know, the white elephant syndrome, and we were very conscious that we wanted everyone in the community to feel that they had a say, they had a part to play in whatever success the Marketplace might be.
Mm-hmm. And I can see, you know, obviously you've spoken of how proud you are of that, but are there any other big things that have happened throughout the 25 years that really stand out in your mind as big accomplishments for here? Well,
I suppose there are a number. You know, we've been very proud to host some big names over the years. You know, Patrick Keelty, for instance, played in our very opening season, has been back a number of times since. We did a comedy festival back, I suppose, 2005, 6, can't remember the exact date. And with the likes of Bill Bailey and Dylan Moran played those. So those are, you know, big hitters. I have a great Bill Bailey story that isn't for public consumption, mine. But yeah, we've had, you know, acts like the Chieftains. We're very proud to have, you know, the Abbey Theatre. We've had, you know, Druid Theatre Company from Galway. The Gate Theatre were here with Waiting for Godot. You know, we're very proud. You know, even last week we had the Ulster Orchestra. You know, we're very proud that we've had a lot of sort of names that will be, you know, attractive to people, but, you know, equally important are those who have come up through the ranks. You know, we used to run a summer musical, and I suppose one of the things I remember most was when we did Peter Pan, and our Peter was played by Jennifer Marshall, now Jennifer Brown, and you know, obviously when you do Peter Pan, Peter has to fly. There's no two ways about it. So we worked with an illusionist, Paul Bosco McEnany, so to work on the illusions. And it took a monumental effort from our set designer, from our lighting people like Shane, etc., just to ensure that the magic of it wasn't taken away. And I remember on the first night of Peter Pan, when Peter started to fly, there was a sort of spontaneous round of applause. And then after the show, a lady, overheard a lady in the foyer saying that she could see the cables,
Okay.
but there weren't any cables. And I was, for me, it meant that it worked. So
Yeah.
I suppose there are things like that when we did Les Miserables, again with local young children. That was a splendid performance. And it's all, for me, it's always wonderful to see young people coming through. And some people who have come through our musicals, such as Owen Mallon, have gone on to work professionally in the industry, and that's really it's something we're very proud of here.
Yeah. And how have things changed, or have they changed in the course of the 25 years here?
I think obviously we've learned a bit. When we opened, it was a bit hairy. I suppose some of the things that have changed is that one of the more disappointing things, I suppose, is that the funding situation for the arts in general is really, really difficult. We see fewer theatre companies touring because they can't afford to, and that's disappointing for us. And my background's theatre, and it's the one thing that I miss most out of our programme. So I think that I know not everything can be solved with money, etc. But within the arts sector, the arts sector is so small to begin with within the government's perspective, that I do think that considering how little that central government gives towards the arts provision within the north, I think they should certainly review that and allow more people to see quality arts provision on their doorstep, as opposed to having to travel to Dublin, Belfast, Galway, etc.
The arts are so vital, in my opinion at least, and people get so much from it. What do you see as the most important aspects of the arts in general?
Well, I suppose there are a number. We're very proud of the workshop programme that we operate here. So people participating in arts is really important. Whether that be for a means to just escape, get some mind space for a few hours on a Saturday morning or a Thursday evening. It's an amazing way to build confidence for young people. It's an amazing way to meet people, and it doesn't necessarily mean you have to stand in this place and perform outwards. There's so many sort of opportunities within even the amateur circuit for people to just help out, be part of something that becomes special. And what I suppose what I love most about the performer, the live art, is that it's different every night. It's not a film. I love film, don't get me wrong, but a live performance, even if it's the same play, changes every night because of what's happening out on the auditorium.
Yes,
We ask for comments after performances, and and I read them. I read them all. And there was one during the pantomime, the recent pantomime we did Rapunzel, and it's just that. This lady sort of filled in on behalf of herself and her kids. We come every year. It's part of it. It begins our Christmas, and that's lovely. That since this place started 25 years ago, that it's become part of what you're suggesting. It's part of their sort of family occasions, part of their family lives, and certainly there are occasions when you happen to be at a particular performance that it either has a specific resonance for you. It makes you feel, whether, and it doesn't necessarily always have to be a happy experience. It could be reminding you about something that's very, very poignant to you. It could be a play about the Magdalene Laundries, recently, and those sort of topics are hard for people to hear, but they're important for people to hear as well. Well, I suppose first and foremost, our big 25th birthday event on the 1st of March, which is a sort of yeah, I suppose it's what we're trying to do on that evening is sort of give a sort of spread of what we do and what we have done over the years. So we are welcoming back sort of people who performed here over the years, but as you alluded to at the start, it involves a lot of local young people and your local performers, and we're really proud that they're going to be here as part of our 25th birthday celebrations. We had planned our 20th, but then COVID hit, and then our 21st, and COVID was still around. So this is our third attempt.
Yeah.
So 1st of March. So hopefully that should be a wonderful experience for everyone, both performing and attending. Then looking forward, we're always planning for what's coming up, and we always trying to redevelop new ideas, new concepts for the venue. But the program is, we generally work around about a year in advance. So there are of course, there'll be other activities throughout the year to commemorate the 25th birthday, but the Curtain Up in 25 is the biggie. It's I suppose it would have been easy to just book a big name and invite the great and the good, but it was more important for us for the event to reflect what we actually do here throughout the year. Somewhere like this isn't a one-man band or anything close. We've got a magnificent team across the whole gamut of operations, whether it be from general administration to technical to front of house to box office to marketing. On a standard night, it could be anything up to a dozen and a half people working on any particular show, and that doesn't necessarily include the performers and company themselves. This is a team effort, and it's not solely just the team that we're in these sort of four walls. It's also the broader council team. We're very reliant on support from operational services, finance, HR, etc. So the marketplace is a big operation, but and it's reliant on everyone being so committed, and they are. I'm very, very blessed and lucky to have such a wonderful team around me.